and welcome to the Rob Burgess Show. I am, of course, your host, Rob Burgess. On this, our 294th episode, our returning guest is me. I have done around 24 previous solo episodes of this podcast. For a complete list, check the show notes. I am a 45-time award-winning journalist whose work has appeared in print, radio, online, and television. I am currently a reporter for Financial Planning magazine. Most recently, I was technology reporter for Wealth Management magazine, editor of the Wabash Plain Dealer, news editor of Nuvo, managing editor of the Indiana Lawyer, and city editor, opinion page editor, and editorial board member of the Kokomo Tribune. I was also a reporter at WFHB, the Times Mail, the Reporter Times, Ukiah Daily Journal, and Ukiah Valley Television. Oh yeah, and I'm also the proprietor of the podcast, The Rob Burgess Show. And now on to the show.
Oh, hey, how's it going? Welcome back to The Rob Burgess Show. It's your host, Rob Burgess. Once again, I know you're surprised. How could I come back? How did I get me on my podcast? It's amazing. I know. Well, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Been a little while since I did a solo episode. Had a bunch of things that built up professionally that I wanted to talk about. I've done a couple of solo episodes somewhat recently, but I haven't really talked about any of this. The last episode where I kind of talked about my career highlights was back in June of last year on episode 279. So some things have happened since then, and I wanted to catch you up on those. Also, though, if you haven't listened to some of my other solo episodes that I've done since then, I would encourage you to go back and check those out. Episode 280, which I released in August of last year, that was one that I was proud of, that I explored a 5th grade field trip that I took that also happens to be on YouTube that you can watch, so you can check that out. I also did another solo episode on episode 282, back in September of last year. That was one of the ones where I was busking. I was busking on the Balboa Pier in Newport Beach, California. Played some songs on that, so check that out. And then also I did something similar on episode 286 back in November of last year. That one was in Las Vegas on Fremont Street. So, yes, please check those out, and look out for some more episodes in that similar vein as well. All right, so I've added links to all of the things that I'm going to be talking about on this episode on my website, which is thisburgess.com. So if you want to check out any more of what I'm talking about here, I'll include links on my Substack when I send this out too, but if you want to check any of these out, that would be awesome. Again, the website is thisburgess.com. And also, let me put in a plug for my Substack. Please subscribe. It is available both in free and also paid versions. Either one is fine. I would appreciate it if you did either. So if you want to subscribe to my Substack, which I believe I've been doing for about 2 years now, it is therobburgessshow.substack.com. And yeah, like I said, I've been doing that for quite a while. And yeah, you should definitely check that out and subscribe. So there were two things that I added to my website that were a little bit older than June of last year, but I wanted to catch up with you on those. So all of the things that I'm going to be talking about professionally are in the context of me being a reporter for Financial Planning magazine, which I have been since July of 2024. So these two that I'm going to mention here were, like I said, from before the last solo episode where I talked about my career and stuff, but I didn't have them on my website, so I didn't talk about them then. So back in November of 2024, I hosted a leaders session that was with Natalie Wolfson, CEO of Orion, and that was called Adapting to Client Needs in the Digital Age. So I have a video of that archived on my website. Also, another thing is in December of 2024, I hosted a web seminar with Matt Matrician, Head of Client Growth at AssetMark, and Ken Chi, Director of Wealth Management Solutions at AssetMark. That was titled Save 11 Hours a Week, Elevate Your Practice with Outsourced Investment and Tax Management. So yeah, definitely check that out. Like I said, I have a video of that on my website, thisburgess.com. So on July 30th, 2025, at Financial Planning's AI Virtual Summit 2025, I was the moderator of the session, Building an AI Tech Stack That Works for You and Your Clients. I hosted that session, and the panelists were Parker Entz, co-founder and CEO of Jump Advisor AI, Doug Fritz, co-founder and executive chairman of F2 Strategy, Dr. Sindhu Joseph, founder and CEO of Cognicore, Oleg Tiskevich, CEO of Invent, and Timothy Welsh, president of Nexus Strategy. And then on September 2nd, 2025, the finalists for the 2025 Folio Eddie and Ozzie Awards were announced. The Eddies honor the best editorial content, and the Ozzies highlight the best in design. In my capacity as reporter for Financial Planning Magazine in the range of work by a single author B2B category, I was a finalist for my entry, An Eye on Wealth Management. My entry included the following stories. This one's from August 1st, 2024. What advisors and their clients can learn from celebrity estate debacles. Story from October 7th, 2024. New CFP board ads incite fierce backlash from advisors. Story from October 21st, 2024. CFP board updates ads after backlash from advisors. Story from February 6th, 2025. How advisors are using podcasts to educate, engage, and win clients. And a story from February 10th, 2025. These are the tools advisors prefer for creating top-notch podcasts. And then from September 7th to the 10th, 2025, the 4th annual Future Proof Festival was held in Huntington Beach, California. I was honored to be asked to be a moderator of the session From Values to Value, Personalization Without the Politics, on September 10th, 2025 on the Ocean Stage. I did also discuss that I moderated a panel at Future Proof in 2023 in a previous episode. And then from October 28th to 29th, 2025, the 2nd annual Advise AI conference was held in Las Vegas. I was honored to be asked to be a moderator of the session AI at Every Touchpoint, Transforming the Client Meeting Lifecycle on October 29th, 2025 at the Wynn Las Vegas. So I was the moderator of that session, and my panelists include Michael Brady, president of Generosity Wealth Management, Stephen Chen, vice president of LPL Financial, and Larry Sprung, founder and wealth advisor of Midland Financial. And so there's a video of that on my website, and thisburgess.com. And I also have a list of stories that I wrote before, during, and after the conference about the conference. And while I was at the Advise AI conference there, I hosted another leaders session, this time with Oleg Tiskevich, who you may remember I just said he was one of the panelists at the AI Virtual Summit. And we talked about a number of things, and that is on my website, thisburgess.com, as well. So on December 1st, 2025, I wrote a story titled Cryptocurrency's Wild Ride in 2025, and that rounded up several of my cryptocurrency-related stories published in 2025. That story was included in 2 LinkedIn news stories, both on December 1st. Bitcoin price plunges and Bitcoin plunges as crypto sell-off resumes. And as a result of that being featured on LinkedIn News, I was also interviewed about that story by Yahoo Finance reporter Hal Bundrick, and he included my quotes and the data from our financial advisor confidence outlook and chart from the story in his story, How to Navigate a Crypto Meltdown, Be Willing to Hold On. And that was published on December 3rd, 2025, so please check that out. And then finally, on December 23rd, 2025, I was a guest on episode 45 of the Making Sense of Your Money podcast, hosted by Dan Pascone, founder and CEO of Tailored Wealth in Fairfield, Connecticut. And there's a link to the YouTube page with that on there, and I also have that on my website, thisburgess.com. That should catch us up till now. I'll have more to say coming up very soon. I got some other exciting episodes in the works, and also some more exciting things with my career going on, so stay tuned for that. Thank you for listening, as always. Like I said, please subscribe on Substack, either for free or paid. Either way is fine. Just you make sure you subscribe. TheRobBurgessShow.substack.com. And you can find links to everything on my website, again, thisburgess.com or therobburgessshow.com. And yeah, please stay in touch. Please keep listening. And I'll be back really soon with more episodes for you. And yeah, we're just weeks away from the 10th anniversary of the Rob Burgess Show. So I'll have something special for that. I've got to. That's a long time. So anyway, thank you once again for listening, and I'll talk with you soon.